This is the first part of a series of book cover, interior, manuscript design, an overview of some of my pieces of work for Tremolo at Tiempo design house. Now, this piece here is the George Files. It's a gay literary romance. This is how the cover looks, the front and the back. You'll notice a matte finish to this. It's paperback, so it's got a thinner front cover. This is printed via Ingram Spark, which is an independent publishing print on demand. You'll notice several different features here. So you've got the background of the book. You've got obviously the logo at the very top, and that's a separate imprint for Silverborn for the gay British literary romance series. Now, the George Files tracks a British expat living in New York City. He's displaced, he's never got that much money, he's always out dating guys. It's a really good book, and it's a part of a series that I've been writing over the course of the past, since December, in small chunks. So about 15 to 20,000 words per piece, and then puts into a larger book. Now, this for me isn't a huge book. It's 275 pages, so it's something that I work up towards and then publish as an omnibus or as a combined series. You'll see inside here you've got the front cover, the interior, with hand-drawn pictures. You've then got provenance and other information here, copyright. Now, this is an older version, so I haven't included my ISBN number, ORCID, Authors Guild, etc. You'll see here some of the contents page, hand-drawn pictures again. And this is part of, I changed around February, I used a new type font, new typeface, and started including my own hand-drawn pictures. But I love this font. It's a really, really nice one. And this is the layout. So you'll see here I've gone for the centered, I've gone for a block here, moved it down, I don't know, around 6 or 7 centimeters using blocks. And then you've got your centered chapter title. I always go for Roman numerals. And at the beginning of every single new section, you'll see there the enlarged T for the beginning of the section. I don't have any line spacing, it's just one is the line spacing. I don't care. My background for writing and reading is Thomas Hardy, Tolkien. You'll probably see on the shelves behind me. I don't like large blocks of text, obviously, but I do like to make it look like a book. If you're publishing a book, it should look like a book. And I feel that a lot of authors now, they do one sentence, and I'm sure that's readable for a Kindle, but when you've got a printed book, I want this in libraries. I want this to last, for a long time. I want it to look like a proper book. And when you've got it written out on the page, when you've got everything, it is very, very readable. It just is. And it depends on the font and the spacing that you use. And for anyone that is publishing or using Google Docs, I would avoid not using blocks of paragraphs. Do blocks. People expect it. It looks like a book. And these days, when you go onto ChatGPT or to any AI software, it will not print text into blocks. It does one sentence, and it annoys the hell out of me. It's very staccato. Perhaps it's minimalist, who knows? But things are moving in the other direction. Things are moving towards maximalism. What looks like a real book? If everything can look like a book, well, what differentiates it? What differentiates your book from anyone else's? And I think these are signs that it's a different book, and you're not going for an AI-generated cover. That's one that you've created yourself, or myself rather. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for a cover that differentiates itself. In gay romance, or romance in general, you have the covers that have it has the cartoony couple, and it's very childish, I would say. And sure, that's the trend right now, but it doesn't have to be the trend, and you can keep ahead of things. And the classic look, especially for literary, is probably what you're looking for. If you want to elevate your book slightly. Now, some people, some readers, might be intimidated by that. I don't think so. I think as people see more and more AI content, one line, the outputs on ChatGPT, one line. Now, I'm not against AI content. Fine. If you want to use it and you can tell a story, that's great. I would rather not, especially if I put literary on the cover or on the metadata of the book. And especially when I'm writing about certain topics. If you're writing about the gay expat experience, I'm gay and I'm an expat, I live in Toronto, why would I use AI? So I think people expect the books to, I don't think you need to have popcorn prose if you want to use those words. So I'd say this is one of my happiest pieces of work. The only thing I'm not too happy on this is the spine, but to be honest, I don't really mind. A lot of the spines as well are very, looking behind me, and some, I don't know if I've got any examples. I find the spines of books also a little bit childish. And I think sometimes this can differentiate itself because it looks like a classic book. It sets that expectation right away. There isn't a cartoony, Comic Sans kind of fun. You're looking at seriousness and you're portraying that image from the very beginning, where a lot of people aren't. A lot of self-published people, they put something on Amazon, they AI generate a cover. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not against AI, but you have a choice. You might as well make it difficult. And to be honest, you have this manuscript for the rest of your life. And if you believe in your book, then yeah, you might forget about it or move on for a new project. I have loads of projects. That whole top shelf is different books. But I know that I will return to it and look at the provenance that I created it and that I want to market this book. And maybe I'll change the cover. Maybe it's not that good. Who knows? But if you don't try, you'll never know. And when you've got people on KDP, Amazon, Ingram, Spark, with all the same covers of the cartoony people holding hands and all that stuff, you've got a whole lifetime ahead of you. I'm 36, or yeah, I'm 36 years old. So I have another 20, 40, 50 years, if I make it that far, to publish this book. This manuscript will not disappear. It doesn't need to be popular right away. I think I got about 20 or 30 downloads on Amazon KDP for the first section. I don't care. It exists. It cannot be deleted. It's not like Instagram or something short. So this is kind of what I'm going for with the aesthetic. And I am using this for a lot of my books, and I'm updating old manuscripts. So as I go through the book series for Silverborn and my other creations, I will be talking more about each one. Maybe I've changed things around, the font, etc., made it easier to read. This one, interestingly, actually isn't on, you can see here the paper type is a standard white paper. I haven't gone to groundwood, just because this one, I think it deserves, it feels nice, it feels weighty, it feels like a proper book. Groundwood paper can sometimes kind of, it is nice, groundwood is nice, but cheap groundwood isn't always the best, especially for illustrations, you know, where you've got illustrations such as this, which, again, hand-drawn by me. You want to really show those off a little bit, and they're not the best drawings, I know that, but I still try. So thanks for listening. This was the first one. Sorry, I probably ranted on a bit more than I want to, but it's interesting for self-publishing to understand what other people are doing. We rarely see each other's books, and if we do, then it's on KDP. So I'm just happy just to show my books, my ideas. Maybe it stokes some thoughts for you. You can do your own covers. You don't have to worry about all this AI generation stuff. Just do what you do. You have stories in your mind, tell them. Go onto Canva, find a template, customize it, move things around, experiment. I do. It's not that hard. You can do it. Anyway, look forward to seeing you next time when I talk more about Tremolo a Tiempo and some of the stuff. Check out my website and things below. I'm always happy to send free copies of my books to anybody if you want to have a look, see what's going on. I'm very open as a creator. This account I've recreated from my music account, so I apologize if it's a bit confusing, but anyway, thanks for listening.